Well, on Tuesday mornings, we talk to our neighbors in business, and always happy to have with us our friend from the Ann Arbor District Library, Tim Grimes, the events manager at the AADL. Our neighbors in business, the Tuesday segment brought to you by our friends at Northstar Bank. Hello there, Tim. Good morning.
How's it going?
I'm doing well. Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
How's May shaping up at the library? Pretty busy?
Actually, sometimes May is a quieter month for events at the library. There's just a lot this month and a huge variety. There's theater, there's concerts, craft, cooking, even a program on rabbits, how to take care of rabbits. But I want to tell you about a couple. We have a huge event coming up Sunday, May 7th. It's a huge event at the downtown library.
And what's this?
We did something similar a couple of years ago, but we've expanded it. It starts at 12:30 to 5:30 p.m. It's a gardening and DIY fest. It's an all-day celebration of gardening, nature, and the DIY spirit. There were representatives from area organizations like Mathai Botanical Gardens, Michigan Folk School, Project Grow, and more. It's going to be a lot of artisans and vendors that you can shop from, selling upcycled, recycled, homemade wares, including jewelry, clothes, bath projects, artwork, fibers, plants, seeds. And we have a couple of different things going on all day in the secret lab at the downtown library. From 1 to 4, we have people talking about how to live a more DIY life, how to can your own vegetables, grow mushrooms at home, mend your own clothes, make your own laundry detergent. And from 1 to 5 in the upstairs meeting room, every hour there's a different program. We have container and beginning gardening with Project Grow, beekeeping basics, composting, and keeping backyard animals. It's just a huge event. The Gardening and DIY Fest at the downtown library this Sunday, 12:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. And it's just going to be huge and a lot of fun.
I can understand why. Yeah. We'll have more with Tim Grimes after Cheryl Crow on 107.1. It's Death Cab for Cutie on Ann Arbor's 107.1. Hi again, everybody. I'm Martin Van Dyke, and we thank you so much for joining us on 107.1. Got another giveaway coming up in a few minutes, around 9:30. Tickets to see the synth pop band based out of Baltimore these days, Future Islands, with the date this fall at the Royal Oak Music Theater. Right now, though, we welcome back to our studios Tim Grimes, the events manager of the Ann Arbor District Library, part of our Neighbors in Business, the segment on Tuesday mornings made possible by Northstar Bank. A busy month, you were saying, at the library month in May.
And a wide variety of programs. But I wanted to talk about 3 events that are happening all in a row, and they're all major authors. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, May 15th, 16th, and 17th, all at 7 o'clock, all at the downtown library. On Monday, May 15th, Dr. Elizabeth Rosenthal discusses her book, An American Sickness, How American Healthcare Became Big Business and How You Can Take It Back. She is an award-winning New York Times reporter, and in this book she reveals the dangerous, expensive, and dysfunctional American healthcare system, tells us exactly what we can do to solve its myriad of problems. It's well documented that our healthcare system has great problems, but how, in only a matter of decades, did things get this bad? Dr. Elizabeth Rosenthal doesn't just explain the symptoms, she diagnoses and treats the disease itself. And again, she's a New York Times senior writer who trained as a medical doctor and is the author of Paying Till It Hurts, the award-winning series on healthcare costs and pricing. On Tuesday, May 16th, we have Pulitzer Prize-winning author Stephen Hunter discusses his new thriller, G-Man. He's the author of 20 novels and the retired chief film critic for the Washington Post, where he won the 2003 Pulitzer Prize for Distinguished Criticism. And the books he's written are Third Bullet, Sniper's Honor, I Sniper, I Ripper, and Point of Impact, which was adopted for film and TV as Shooter. He's going to discuss his new book in the Bob Lee Swagger series, G-Man, which finds Bob uncovering his family's secret Tommy gun war with 1930s gangsters like John Dillinger and Babyface Nelson.
Whoa, look forward to that.
And then Wednesday, May 17th, it's New York Times bestselling author Stephen Hamilton with his new book, Exit Strategy. He's one of the most acclaimed mystery writers today. He's multiple New York Times bestsellers and is only one of 2 authors to win an Edgar Award for both first novel and best novel. And last spring, he he launched a new series with The Second Life of Nick Mason. And the second one in that series is coming up, Exit Strategy, and he'll be here to talk about that Wednesday, May 17th. And all of these are at 7 o'clock at the Downtown Library. All award-winning authors, very popular, wonderful events. We have lots of other author events this month, and I want to mention that you actually have a podcast with a very interesting author that people can find on our website.
This is a particular interest here that's part of my Martin Bandyke Undercover series of podcasts, which you can listen to at aadl.org. And my latest Undercovers interview will be up on the website within a couple of days. And I talked to the author recently, Tim. His name is Martin Torgoff. He wrote an acclaimed book about 12 years or so called Can't Find My Way Home. And his new book is called Bop Apocalypse. I guess that title comes from a line from the great Allen Ginsberg poem, Howl. Bop Apocalypse, Jazz, Race, the Beats, and Drugs. It's a fascinating story of the rise of early drug culture in America. It has this storyline that reads like a novel, and he details the rise of the early drug culture in America. And just the thread of this narrative encompasses everyone from Dizzy Gillespie to Louis Armstrong to Billie Holiday to the Beat Generation writers, Allen Ginsberg and Jack Kerouac and William Burroughs. It's just absolutely fascinating. The author, again, is Martin Torgoff, and his new book, Bop Apocalypse, will be the focus of my latest podcast interview, which you'll be able to check out at aadl.org.
And you can find out about all these events. Again, there are tons that are happening in May. aadl.org. There's never any fee to attend Ann Arbor District Library event, and no registration. So hope to see you there.
Tim Grimes, one of our neighbors in business. Our segment on Tuesdays brought to you by Northstar Bank. We'll see you in June, my friend.
All right.
Thanks for joining us. We've got the record company.